Okay guys, back out here. I'm gonna take a look at some of these parts real quick, but that's not really what this video is about. Not much is gonna happen here tonight, I can tell you that right off the bat. Let's give them one of these. I don't know if anybody's ever tried the small flapper discs. The guy that gave it to me said they're very expensive, which I believe. It looks like a Rube Goldberg device to me. But I'll give it a try, see how it is. I only got one rather than normal wheels, which these are the same grit, which is funny. But look at the two of them. You can see one clearly is fine to this one. These I can't even use. I don't even know what you would use these for. This has to be for thick stock. Which you can't grind anything right with this. This you could actually shape stuff. Got a box here. Maybe some of you guys know what it is, some don't. We're going to talk about what's in this box. Okay guys, here's what we got. Got that old Moroso air cleaner on here. On this intake. With Junior's 600 vacuum secondary. Which the patina at this point matches. Okay, a couple things I want to go over on this thing. First of all, it is aluminum. This is the intake for Ruben. If you look at it, it says Holley in here, but it doesn't tell you what the intake is anywhere. Okay, you flip it upside down, there is a part number. Date code is to be determined, but if there are any GM guys out there, from what I understand, these manifolds were cast for Holley up until the 80s, somewhere in the late 80s. They made the Contender much later on, but this particular intake manifold has to be from the mid 80s to late 80s and older. Okay, and I haven't found one yet without the Street Dominator written on it or Contender. Contender's in big letters right across here. It replaces the firing order. The Street Dominator is actually in the same place. I know there's no writing down in there. Like I said, it does say Holley. It is a Holley. Gives you the firing order on here. There's plenty of dirt on it. Let's take this off. Oh, look what we got. Keep all this stuff away from the Bondo. Okay, this accepts both styles. And I don't know if any of the gym guys have picked up on it yet. What I'm talking about to date this intake. But we'll get into that. So this accepts both styles. This accepts the spread bore / quadrajet thermal quad. Okay, you can see the difference right here. Like I said, I like the way they sloped it down. By no means is this a high performance Z28 style intake. By no means is it. It's more of a copy of the factory cast iron one, but in aluminum, nice and light. Okay, with the benefits of the weight and the benefits of you could put whatever carburetor you want on here. This is a square bore, so you can put the square bore back on here. So it's drilled out for a quadrajet, a thermal quad, a Carter, which I actually have a Mint 390 625 CFM Carter I wanted to put on there, but I can't get to it. Holley, whatever you want to put on here to play around. Okay, a couple of reasons I grabbed it. One, like I said, it's not the massive runner design, so it's going to keep the velocity up for Ruben, being it's a small cubic inch, medium heavy car. It's a heavier car with dead gears in it. Doesn't have the tube sticking out the front, so that doesn't make it super old. Okay, Ruben doesn't need the tube. That's for real old stuff. That's what, like 69 and older when you had the can. Okay, but it was cast by Winters. Okay, and for you Chevy guys, especially you restorers, you know what that means. Winters wasn't owned by Jim by no means, but Winters was the ones that casted their Z28 intakes, their cross rams, and a bunch of other stuff for them, as well as they cast some things for Chrysler. They were an independent is what they were. So how would you word it? So it wasn't like they only cast GM stuff. They cast stuff for other people. They cast stuff for Holley into the mid to almost late 80s. That's how I know this is definitely an earlier intake. This intake started in the 70s. So this would be very period close to Rubens. It's a non-EGR. Plus, it's got the style thing right here where you could take this plate off and you could run the mechanical with a bimetallic spring type choke. So any type of carburetor, any type of quadrajet would fit on here. Whether it's got the electric choke on it or whether it's got the bimetallic spring setup. So it's a pretty universal intake. Definitely has dirt on it. I was cleaning some of it off. The intake will be cleaned and will be done. That's why I had the intake shipped here and not to Rubens. I want Ruben, I want you to have this looking like it just came out of the box. With a couple of my touches on it, of course. What was I going to say? But other than that, like I said, I think this will be perfect for him. And then down the road, like I said, if Ruben wants to play around, if Ruben wants to play with carburetors, he has a square bore. Put a square bore on this baby. If he wants to put a 1/2 inch, 1 inch spacer on there, he could do it. As long as he has the hood clearance, which I think he will. This isn't really a tall intake. A nitrous plate, you never know. Like I said, anything. Double pumper, whatever he wants to put on there. But I just wanted to show it with this carburetor on there. I was going to show it with Junior's 750 shiny double pumper, but I figured why bother. This is old school. This is old like the intake. So as you can see, it's got the screws. Another reason I took this thing out was I was told that they never made a 600 CFM vacuum secondary with adjustable floats, which I thought they all had adjustable floats. But I know there's, before someone corrects me, I know there's factory style carburetors that don't have the adjustments. But the inlet fuel thing is different. It usually comes out the front or like on the side and the front. This also gives us a chance, if need be, to break in Ruben's cam with this carburetor. Because you can just lift it back off and then Ruben can put the quadrajet on and play with it. But everything, this will fire up the car and break everything in. This carburetor is ready to go. So with that said, after I clean it up, I will date code it. And we'll find out what we got. I do like that it has the firing order for Ruben, so Ruben always knows what the firing order is right there. And that they pretty much hid the word Holley just a little bit when you put the hose on. But you'll still know it's there. So, and it's gonna look like a shiny new penny when he gets it. Like I said, the winter's mark. It's actually, if you look at it, it's hard to make it out, but that's a W. Like that. So, is it a rare collectible piece? No. I don't mean it like that. But, I think this thing will be just fine. Just fines and dandy. Like I said, I'm going to bring it to work tomorrow and degrease it. Then after that, next stop is Steve's house. Ruben knows why for that. And then we'll see what we're going to do after that. And I will go through every bolt hole. I don't see any of them stripped that I could tell yet. I don't know. But none of the carburetor, that one's definitely on. This isn't. This isn't. This isn't. This I've already had out. The nipple in the front will be cleaned. That stays. That goes to your heater core. So, but I'll make sure every bolt hole is good to go. So, I guess I should have broke all the bolts for on the intake. I didn't even think of it. Well, that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you what we got. Well, he got. We don't have nothing. So, I like vintage stuff. So, with that said, guys, I'm out of here. Everybody have a good day. Now that my hands are dirty, I'm not going anywhere near the wagon, even though I got gloves. But, yeah, we got to break down the table, move this cart back out, put it back out in the shed. It wound up here because of the storm. And then we can get to the nose. Basically, what I'm going to do is, I think this fender, I thought I had it set. I am going to take measurements of the hood, across the back, across the front, diagonal, to figure out what I want for a gap. The fenders pretty much go tight to the cowl over there. That one's just laying on there. So we're going to work on it from there, and I'm going to take measurements to the front. You know what I mean? The front across. And then I'll do a diagonal and see how we land. And I should be able to put the hood right on. So we'll see how that works out. And then we could button up over here and get this side in epoxy. So I'm definitely pleased with the quarter. Definitely pleased that this is a side of a car again. And that's it. Anything more than this is just rambling. So we gotta clean this place. Looks like a hole. Okay, Ruben, my fun has already started. One came right out. One didn't. So that's okay. I'd rather it be broken in there than for it to strip the threads out. This way, like I said, I'll machine it flat. We'll re-drill it, re-tap it. Should be good to go. So I guess this neck is okay. Meaning the style, I don't know. It looks like a quality neck. Scrap that. It used to look like a quality neck. Nice, should be good. I like the little rib that they put in there to keep it from leaking. So here's your thermostat. So with that said, I'm going to load this in my car. I'll drill and tap this on Friday. So I'll probably work on it with the other Steve on Friday. Get that knocked out. And tomorrow it'll be degreased. And possibly over the weekend we'll blast it and get it ready. So not that much time. I figure 100, 200 hours we'll have this thing ready for you, Ruben.